It's February the 14th. What the hell? Happy Halloween. No. Happy birthday. No. Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. That's probably the last time we'll get to say that in the context of without the world panicking around us at the one time. And so we are back to number 2 reactor. Did I miss something? Why is number 2 reactor the big go-to gimmick? I wonder what the hell is up with that. Why would they even consider it? Okay, and so if you don't understand what's going on here, don't feel bad. It's the nuclear industry. Zero reality for the nuclear industry. We're not worried about number 4 because it's already gone. So we're not worried about number 3. It's already gone. We're worried about number 2. Now, the reason I'm laughing is the gallows laugh. Because for some reason, these reactors don't, and this is number 3. This is 2 million times worse than reactor 2. I know I got a picture of reactor 2 somewhere in my pile. It's been one of those days. But reactor 2, oh yeah, okay. I know where I can find the picture of reactor 2, I hope. Because reactor 2 is not really the one anybody should be worried about in the context of reactor 2 might collapse. I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Darn it. Okay, hang on. And this is important. Just bear with me. And the beginning of these shows are so difficult to get up to speed anyway. So reactor 2 is the one that's not destroyed. You're not helping Dana. Just every other day I got pictures of reactor 2 crawling out of my pie hole. That's reactor 2 to your left, reactor 1 on your right. And I got no idea why I can't find reactor 2. It's not like I haven't got 1,000 pictures of it or something. I got pictures of everything but reactor 2. Right? This is right alongside of reactor 2. This is reactor 3. And it's got me mesmerized now looking for reactor 2 for some reason. This is not reactor 1 and 2, but this is what reactor 2 would look like if I could find it. And this building I just showed you is destroyed alongside the other buildings that are destroyed. No buildings look like this that are destroyed. This is 5 and 6. This is allegedly the interior. Wait for it. Of the building on your right-hand side. Reactor 4. Geez, I'm going to have to give up. Pretty sad if I can't find reactor 2. Well, what it is I got 20,000 odd pieces of, we do a show each day, and so the pile gets longer and thicker and convoluted. You can't necessarily find anything. We're going to go back down because I'm obviously having a hard time here this morning for my own reasons, because that reactor 2 is supposed to be sitting right there nice and pretty for me. Instead, we're stuck with these guys. But before we do that, just hang on a second. Sort of, hey, keep noise down. Sit. Good. What? Hey! Blood of a... I get my... You get out of here, you big hairy monster. And chat room is going. Hugs to everybody. Now, Elaine stepped back. She's not the moderator, so don't give her a hard time telling her to moderate. And it took me several days to get around to removing her. And, you know, it's a tough job. I respect that. And it's such a tough job anyway, right? Regardless, hugs for everybody in the comment section. Crystal, Amthurst, Neil, Stacy, Octavia. I pronounced it wrong, but that's because I'm looking sideways and I haven't got my glasses. CJ, Neil, Elaine is there. Hi, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for dropping in, saying hi, hello, welcome to the stream. And let's get this shit on the road here. Get busy. Let's get busy, make shit happen. Just a second here. Hi. So we're going to go over here in a second. We're going to talk about some of these headlines. One of the greatest disasters in modern time, Japan's reactors. They're facing a 100-year battle, not a 40-year like they're claiming. It's actually a tens of thousands of year battle. You can never win it because it's all over the planet. IAEA says Fukushima reactors may have achieved criticalities. Injection of nuclear material, bulldozers just pulled it under. They put cement on top of it and pavement, right? It's still sitting underneath all that. You gotta work so hard to get anything to work anymore. I don't know why it's so hard for me to get shit to work. It's an endless job. It's just everything about this is endless. It's just you don't get a break on work. Creep rupture. Now we covered most of these headlines in the last week or so. We've done 2 shows on Unit 2 already. But Unit 2 is back into the headline. I should bring up some pictures of Unit 2 whenever I feel that I can do the job I'm supposed to be able to do. I'll find a bunch of them pretty quick here. Well, that's Unit 2 and Unit 1. Let's just find a standalone picture, because I don't know where I got everything, because we done those shows last week, right? This is a backside picture of Unit 2. You can see Unit 1 alongside of it, not a very high quality, we'll find better. 10 million times the usual level at number 2. It's March the 27th. And how's the audio, everybody? Is that working okay? I'm trying a new technique where I'm supposed to be able to be right above it. The reactor burned continuously for several days. Generally what that means is like, oh, shit. Okay, let's make some points here. We should be terrified of the reactor 4 because they told us it was like this. So all your media and academics and universities didn't come out and say that wasn't real like they were supposed to do. All your professors, all your nuclear scientists, superstars came out and told you that was the interior of the building that didn't exist. They tore down Reactor 4. Let's not forget that. That got torn down, yeah? And all the nasties were released. And number 4 was 190 foot, 150 feet wide. And you can see number 4 is completely destroyed. Unit 3, so, if number 2, I'll just copy that and bring it down here with me so I can keep on topping with the story and shoot back to those connotations. So that's Unit 2. That's not destroyed like the other reactors, but if number 2 fails, then they're going to lose most of Japan. But this is where the craziness, now this is still important, this is vital, but also, why didn't we panic when we lost number 3, which was 2 million times worse than number 2? Why didn't we freak out when we lost number 4? Right? It's gone completely, but number 2 is still standing. So we already lost Tokyo and everything north of Japan. See? Right? We already lost Tokyo. But they're in desperation mode right now, and they're trying to come out with some of the truth. But they're going to keep tripping up in the lies they told. All the manipulation they've done for 6 years. This is tripping them up every time they can't come out with a story, because as soon as they do, you're going to realize what I just told you. Okay, if we lose number 2, Tokyo is done, you got evacuated. But guess what? Number 4 is done. They won't admit it. They just won't admit it. Right? It's done. The reactor core is completely ejected, and the 5 reactor cores that were 100 feet up in the air were ejected. Now, 100 sieverts is 10 times the lethal dose. So just walking past it, you'll die a few weeks later. If you stay there for a few minutes, you're going to die within a few days. At, say, 5 sieverts, 6 sieverts, but 100 sieverts will melt your organs. And then if you're still alive as you're leaving, it continues to melt. But see, it's not like you ingested particles. You got hit with gamma shine, alpha, and neutron bursts. Because the fuel is not underwater. They keep it underwater to control that kind of radiance. Right? But then the water is so hot, it boils off. And all those isotopes that are also there, because they're also there besides the neutron, the gamma, and the X-ray, it's more like, it's like an invisible force fire. You're walking by it and you can feel the heat. You got to cross the road because it's so hot. But this is different. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. If you walk past something with a sievert, you're going to feel that. It's going to be just like a bee sting. It's going to be very, very distinct. It's very painful. And like high numbers is what I'm actually referring to. 7-fold increase from number 2, which was billions above what it should be. And in the context of there's so many people willing to lie to you, like every mainstream organization will lie about every aspect and every facet and all the minutiae of the minutiae of the minutiae of the detail of the detail of the details. This is what they will do to you. But you will find all these nuggets. In TEPCO data, April 29, 2011. So we're talking about 4 buildings and 4 events. It's very important to always go back and look at that documentation. It's very important. It's so important. It's so important that we go back and look at that kind of documentation. So this is visual, you can see it. Took a poop. I just cleaned it all up before I came back. Hey, I'm that kind of guy. Hey, I'm burnt out today. 3 shows yesterday. 2 radio shows and my show, like I'm doing here this morning. I'm kind of burnt out. Never slept last night at all. Woke up like 40 times or something, but I kept on trying to go back to bed. I kept that up till 8 o'clock this morning, desperate to get some sleep. Like 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know what's going on, but ran out of everything now. No food, no tea bags. Can't keep up with anything anymore. Beyond broke now. Basically destroyed because of what they done to me. The impacts have finally... I was able to keep it at bay for the last 6, 7, 8 months, but it's caught up to me now. So I got to rebuild everything, get back up to speed over the next month or 2, hopefully. We got to get back on the ocean, get one more expedition in. Container number 2 reactor no longer sealed. French Nuclear Safety Authority. So what I'm showing you is a whole bunch of documentation, right, that verifies the latest headlines. Go over to E&E News. You'll find a link below the video to E&E News story that we're talking about today. But I got so many... I got so much here, I can't find that particular headline. I was looking for it, but I was... Because I'm by myself, you got to realize, like, to get the music to work, to get the graphics to work, to get the pictures to work, to get the headlines to come and get the green screen to work. It's just like... It's an impossible amount of work every single day. It's all day, all night, every day. It never stops. And as soon as the day is over, I got to get ready for tomorrow. Until the world comes to its senses. Until the world starts fighting back and using their brains and just ending nuclear, coming out and telling the truth. We have an extinction event for the Pacific Ocean. We went out and done the whole coastline. If you're not familiar with me, I'm Dana Durnford, nuclear proctologist.org. I've been at this for a couple of 3 years, hardcore, like real hardcore, daily, nonstop, pounding ground on the nuclear industry for the truth. Give us the truth. So we've gathered up tens of thousands of documentation just on Fukushima and tens of thousands of studies on radiation and just thousands of pictures of the reactors. Just hundreds of radio shows trying to help the world, trying to make the world fight, because the 8 million other species cannot fight. You got to do it. It's you. You have to do it. Not me, but you. You got to fight. And the only way you can fight is you become articulating and educated on the subjects, and then nature will take its course from there. And the things you do might not seem significant. It really, truly might not seem significant. But if you do anything... See, the most important asset you have is your voice. Even though people might call you kooky or reject you, and that's what your fears are, most likely, for the average person. They're going to be rejected. Then you lost the battle a long time ago. If you know in your heart and your soul for sure, beyond reproach, that the things you say are correct, then it's important you say them. But if you're not sure, if you're getting your sources from mainstream media and you're not questioning every sentence, then there's no way you can work it out. And so that seems like a whole lot of work an astronomical amount. Everything they talk about, you got to figure out what they're trying to cover up. That's how that works. Media and your universities and your government, that's how they work. They're going to come out and tell you something about the subject. It's a misdirection and a lie, a bald-faced lie. These are easy to figure out. So what are they up to and why did they breach the subject or broach the subject? When you start thinking in those terms on each story, you start to get these connotations that all the players are public relation firms, that all your government entities, public speakers, your universities, and your medias, they're actually, every single individual is a public relation firm. They know the line, they know how to toe it, and they know what their brethren, brothers and sisters in the industry are doing. They know they're lawyers, manipulators, and deceptive, deceitful, maniacal crazies. And they got to work with these cutthroat. You got to work with a bunch of cutthroats all day, be a cutthroat yourself, but not have your family understand you're a monster, not have your parents or your brothers or your kids or your children or your aunts or your uncles actually being able to prove you're a monster, right? Then you can get those kind of jobs. That is how that works. They put boric acid in, that's game over when they done that, right? To prevent criticality. So what you're looking at here is they done this because the criticality had happened and they had to do it. That's the only card they got in their playbook was boric acid. Let's get a bunch of homeless and destitute and immigrants and people that don't speak the language, send them in there and put boric acid in. Well, why can't we use Harvard and Yale? They know what it is. They know what that means. They're not going in there, dummy. Hey, go over number 4 and tell the foreman I sent you. That means they just killed that guy and got rid of him by sending him a number 4. Anybody goes number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1 never survives. Everybody dies. Dead man tells no tale. And those reactors are... Can I do this again, I wonder? Oh, yeah. Those reactors are Medusa. You go up close and look in their eyes, you die. It's as simple as that. That's what's happening at Reactor 2. When Reactor 2, which is the only building that's still intact, this is Reactor 4. 190-foot building doesn't exist, but they're out there lying all day telling you they took the fuel out of a pool that don't exist. That's not a pool you see in the center of the building up there. That's the transfer alley. They dropped the cast from 80 feet above there. That's all blown off. I mean, the guts are hanging out of the building right to the ground. So the people that lied to you, you got to get them, convict them, and hang them. They have to hang. And it's legal to hang them in Japan. We got to change the laws in North America and hang everything that ever told you was like a banana or a potato chip or walking in sunshine, yeah? I mean, that is what we got to end up doing or we're going to lose the planet. Right? And so they're going to kill me for suggesting that or saying anything like that to you. That's the reality of that. They're going to destroy me so you will think I was a bad person. Therefore, everything I showed you and said you was wrong. This is what they've done. They essentially killed me without killing me. On purpose. This was a handful of public relation firms for the mining companies, uranium mining companies. Right? The big miners here in the countries are losing their shirt. I'm the only opposition they had. And so they came after me because they're the lowest on the totem pole, right? And they work hand in hand with the nuclear power plants and the government. Significant failure or containment and protective action beyond 50 miles is necessary. I don't know what I got done. Worse than a meltdown? Yeah. Spent nuclear fuel caught fire because you're talking about 5 reactor cores in the pool. They're there because they're dangerous. They're there because they're vicious. They're there because they already went through a chain reaction and they're 2 million times worse than what they were before. Far more radioactivity inside the spent fuel plants in the reactor because the reactor has one load. The pool has 5 reactor cores sitting in it cooling off. It's no different than the reactor core that's in the reactor outside. It wasn't in chain reaction at the time. So a chain reaction melts down on its own. And so the fuel pools are the reactor cores. They're the inventories, massive inventory. We're talking about close to 5 million pounds. Yeah? 5 million pounds. That's what we're talking about. In each building. Not counting the 9 million pounds that was in the common spent fuel pool. Not counting the 15 reactors that were in the area where the tsunami wiped out that coastline 10 miles inland. 10 kilometers inland, rather, about 7 miles inland, at 400 kilometers along the coastline. 1, 2, 3 have nuclear waste on the floor. We got all these connotations. Nuclear waste on the floor at number 2. New York Times fears of environmental calamity. It's getting worse. People all over the world need to be informed. First case in history where so much contaminated water directly into the ocean. Chernobyl was about 600 kilometers away from the ocean, but there was a river right there. They had to have that river, right? And that flowed out to the ocean. Tens of thousands of baby sea lions on one California island. This is unprecedented die-off numbers we're talking about. Absolutely unprecedented. They died of starvation, along with the 5 million birds. In New Zealand, they died of starvation. All the killer whales are dying of starvation, emaciated right now. 500,000 birds up north, they died of starvations. We went out and surveyed the whole coastline. 14,000 square kilometers heavily contaminated, and millions every day. Or once you got contaminated once, that's game over. Cancer is the last to manifest. It takes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to show up, to get diagnosed. But that doesn't mean it's not brutal when it's happening that whole period. And what that does is it triggers autoimmune deficiencies, illnesses, injuries in your body, up to 1,800 we know about. Alzheimer's, dementia, autism, diabetes, and heart, liver, lung, respiratory, pituitary, adrenaline, all kinds of serious long-term issues. The issues never go away. 30 million permanently affected, yeah? TEPCO made Fukushima plant into a machine for generating radioactive water. It's runoff in a molten atomic core. And you can't use air cooling because it goes into chain reaction. It's like, oh my goodness. Contaminated seawater was circulated right around the globe. Okay. So the plumes, think about how the plumes covered the Pacific and North America. I'm going to stop this when it covers the entire Pacific. It only took a few days in the whole Pacific. Now, as that falls down, that's the end of the Pacific. As that falls down, that's the end of your country's safety zones. Places, there's no place that's not contaminated. This is why the nuclear industry is so vicious. They won't give the planet a chance. They hated it when it was happening, and they'd done everything in the book, including destroying me. So you could never know. But that backfired on them for the most part. They're still at it hardcore. They don't have any resistance. We're it. What you're doing, watching this, and what we're doing, showing it to you, is the resistance. What they done to us was modeled by our governments who fucking hit it on you. They hid it on you on purpose because they are monsters also. This is Noah's model, right? That's Noah's model. I'll show you the split screen. I guess I can't do that. Better not do that. That's not going to work. So this model is only based upon a couple of days releases from a single reactor. It's not based upon, none of these models are based upon the actual inventories. Or the actual numbers. Then they come out and poked fun at you, told you were an idiot because that was Noah's model. But they never bothered saying, here's the real model. How come? How come this low-life scum, this freak from Discovery Channel, fucking camera got me drove crazy, man. How come this freak didn't say, hey, that's the wrong model, idiots. Here's the real one. How come he didn't do that? How come he didn't say, all you got to do is go look up that one. Here's another one from the Norwegian Institute for Air Research. Why didn't that scum, lowlife, coward, anti-human prick from the Discovery Channel's blogosphere, he's with the Discovery Channel, why did the Discovery Channel not come out and tell you that existed? Why did they come out and mock you and try to humiliate you and demonize you because you tried to find the actual map? Right? You can't trust them. You got to unsubscribe from the Discovery Channel. Even if that means getting rid of 20 channels you like, you got to get rid of the Discovery Channel, boycott, divest, and sanction the Discovery Channel for allowing this monster, this freak, this coward, this hideous freak to come out and deceive you. When the models...
Computer simulation shows how radioactivity is spread around the world from the disabled Fukushima Daiichi plant. The simulation was created by a group of researchers at the University of Tokyo and Kyushu University and released on Wednesday. The simulation is based on the scenario in which contaminated air was vented from the disabled number 2 reactor building on March 14th, 3 days after the massive earthquake and tsunami. Computer images showed the radioactive material was lifted 5,000 meters into the air. It was then carried by westerly winds and spread over the Pacific Ocean. The images indicate that on the 4th day after being vented, the substances reached the west coast of the United States, and on the 7th day, they approached Iceland after crossing the Atlantic. The radiation was...
So in other words, what happened? The whole country, the whole Pacific Ocean was irradiated right away. But now they got you on the ropes talking about Unit 4, don't they? Right? That's what they got. They got you on the ropes and they're talking about Unit 4. Don't talk back. Right? That's what you're being told. Don't question them. They're the gods. Right? Just put up with their lies. Keep going back and sucking it up. Don't you dare question them. They are gods. You are useless, pathetic humans. And you have no right to call them on it. Right? Is that how that works? Do you think that they're better than you? Do you think that they have the right? They have some kind of moral compass to hide this from you, to manipulate you and try to humiliate you because you asked a simple question like, where the buildings were destroyed? No, they're okay. No damage to the reactor cores. Even if Superman ran into them, they couldn't damage them. We scientists made them. You're not gonna. What do you think? A scientist would lie to you? No, we know he lies to you. We know that's all he does. That's what scientists do. The scientists who created this fallout map never come out and defended it. Right? So the scientists who created that map also had an obligation to come out and smash this fucker right there from D News, which is Discovery Channel, smash that fucking monster down. They had a responsibility, right? Health Canada, those people had a responsibility to come out and smash that fucker down. That's all they had to do. All we needed was one academic, one scientist to come out and say, he's a fucking liar. But he's with Discovery Channel. Dana, we can't do that. Yeah, you can, dummy. And now your children will hate you, will despise you. Your friends, your families, your loved ones will fucking hate you in the very near future because you wouldn't make a stand. Because you were the guy we put our faith into and you fucked everybody over by not coming out and dealing with it. That's all it took, right? Ernie Gunnarsson could have come out, Helen Caldicott, right? Yeah, Christopher Busby, they could have come out and smashed that fucker down, boy. But they're part of the lie. They're part of the deception. 400 kilometers. The red is people got killed. The yellow are the ones that are missing. They're missing because their country for 400 kilometers got chewed up by that. That's Unit 1. This is Unit 2. What we're talking about kind of today. Here's Unit 2 compared to Unit 3. So Unit 2 don't look as bad as Unit 3, but there was no... Fuck off, camera. Fucking drive me nuts. They're so lucky I can't afford to come out and pound these fuckers. Imagine if I had $2,000 a week to come out and burn on these fuckers, to come after these fuckers with. Imagine what I would do to them in such a short period of time. Holy Christ. I'd wreck the entire fucking nuclear industry in 2 weeks flat. Yeah? Given the opportunity. Oh, fuck, man. You got any idea, in reality, what I'm capable of? Given the opportunity, but I'll never be given that opportunity, will I? Right? They'll be given the opportunity over and over and over, but I'll never be given the opportunity. That's the only issue, is they're going to get away with it when it's too late. Everybody's panicking and everybody's too busy trying to survive. And these fuckers will stole everything. Right? And they're able to get out there and there's no one to hold them accountable. This is what's going to happen. That's what they're counting on. In the next year or two, it's going to be, that's the end of civilization in less than a year or so. It's going to be total panic because they won't come out and have a conversation. If you come out, see, they know if they come out and lie, right? They come out and tell the truth. People might not panic, but they're going to want to fucking hang them, right? But if they come out and lie, they're not going to want to hang them, but they're going to panic. So they can't come out and tell the truth because but they should be hung. They're supposed to be hung. They're supposed to be like war crimes trials where we fucking hang them publicly. That's how bad all of these people are, right? World Nuclear News showed you a beautiful picture. They should be fucking hung. They will be hung. They will be held accountable at some point. Like, there's no escaping this. You can't keep fucking playing a game. You can come kill me all you want. I don't give a fuck. But you cannot change the facts that without people like me, there will be no future. You gotta have people like me to fight for truth. Without truth, you're gonna lose. It don't matter if you got billions or hundreds of millions. You're gonna lose it all in the next couple of years because of this. Because you won't have a conversation. We got one fucking shot at the future. One shot. One shot only. One shot at some kind of a future. And it is not the one without dealing with people like Seth Dorn. They publicly got to be scorned and dealt with and criminalized, lose their degrees, and be prosecuted and locked away and referred to in the media as the Jeffrey Dahmers of media, as the Ted Bundys of society. That's what these people are. They deserve nothing less. What they're doing doesn't, just because they're a journalist, that doesn't afford them protection to murder us. These are murderers. When are we going to hold them accountable? When are we going to hold CBC and World Nuclear News, Nuclear Engineering, all these man-made corporations accountable? Very near, very soon. That's very realistic. We're going to try to murder all of these corporations, not necessarily people, but corporations. Kill them, get rid of these corporations because they had let us down and destroyed our planet. We will come after them one way or another. Well, it's with blood in the streets or through prosecution. So this person should be fucking publicly stripped of dignity along with his producers and editors and shot in the square. The bullet in the back of their head, and their families should have to pay for those bullets and the coffins. They should be wiped out. They will be wiped out in the near future. These are fucking monsters. What they done to us? We're in the boat because they won't fucking shut their pie holes. He's nothing compared to the monsters that are out there. Simon Fraser should have come out and shut him up. Like, this is not a game. The New World Order is us. And we're going to hang all of them. We're going to summarily execute all of these fuckers. We're going to do it through bloody riots in the streets, or we'll do it through the justice system, restore faith in humanity, and try to get on with the future. There's no future without justice for what they got done. There's no future without prosecution for Rod Adams and all of his cohorts that have lied to us. There's no future without prosecution of everybody that ever said the word "it's like a banana," or walking in a sunshine, or getting on an airplane, or sleeping next to somebody. Everybody that used these connotations, and today, for the last 70 years, are the most evilest people that history will try to remember, if we have a history, ever. There's no rewriting this history book. This is the facts. These are why we're in so much trouble. It's because the journalists and academics, professors and institutions and universities and government didn't hold them accountable. On contrary, quite the opposite. Right? They became those very personas themselves in our institutions, our leaders. Cesium is just a tracer. It's irrelevant. Right? And then the nuclear industry was able to get the Norwegian Institute to end their modeling, even though it didn't stop coming out. Even though the models didn't include the full range of the isotopes or the inventories. Previously unpublished maps, they hid it away from you. Fisheries and Oceans in Canada hid the fucking maps away from us. Not all of them. The majority of them are nice people. The local governments are barbarized with their own little communities. A lot of them are pompous pricks, but there's a lot of good people there. But anybody that's public, any public speakers, public entities, our justice system betrayed us when they convicted me. They shafted everything on the planet at one time when they convicted me for calling out these fucking despicable monsters. Fukushima will start burning radioactive waste 100,000 becquerels a kilogram. It's a fucking dirty bomb, morons. It's a dirty bomb. If you go down there and detonate 100,000 or burn 100,000 becquerels of radioactivity, they will fucking vilify you every day in the media till the end of the time. They'll make documentaries on you, how evil you were. This is an absolute crime against the entire 8 million species on the planet. Every second of every day, what they're doing here. This is above and beyond the 30 million bags they're picking up in the communities far away from the tsunami zone. 30 million one-ton bags in communities that they want to move people back into before the Olympics. It's the only reason they're picking up the bag. They're not picking up the fucking bag to try to fix something. They're picking it up to cover it up. Get the numbers low enough and say, well, we clean it up, we can move people back in, even though they know it washes right back down from the mountains and the forest and comes right back up out of the ground. You can never clean it up. Unbelievable betrayal. The fission products are doing that. And they're going to burn it around the clock, even though they're picking it up all the time. They're just going to re-liberate it back into the environment because there's no one to hold them in control. They just do whatever they want. Oh, we're going to burn it. No one's allowed to say anything. No one will say anything. No government agency, Canadian, American government say, nah, you shouldn't burn it, man. You already fucked up our country enough. Don't care, we're going to burn it. You can't do fuck all without giving up the game. Your boss won't let you give up the game, so we're going to fucking burn it. They're not out of control. They're insanely in control. They have total control. And it has to stop. There can be no future for anybody. All you rich fucks out there that thinks you're okay, you're an idiot. Your whole world is about to collapse in the next year or two. There's no way to avoid it. I didn't do it. Don't blame me. Don't take your fucking misery out on me for telling you the truth. For showing you how fucking demented. 300 times. So there was 10 times 132 iodines. 30 times 133 iodine in that same fucking spot. But the reactor's running uranium, plutonium, and all the other freaks of nature. The betrayal is totally beyond anything imaginable. There you go. I thought that'd be fun if we'd done that one again. Everybody was like, gotta do it one more time, Dana. I got it all fucked up because I'm a shithead in the mornings. Don't know what I'm doing. And it's kind of weird that was your basic government, wasn't it? And this is what they're going to do to me, right? This is what they're going to threaten me with. They're going to come in and drone strike me or something. I don't care. I wish you would, tell you the truth. Put me out of my fucking misery fighting for this planet all day, every day. I'm fighting for your fucking loved ones too. I'm fighting for your children, for your friends, for your family, for you. I'm fighting for everybody, even the ones that hate me and despise me and attack me, relentlessly smear me and vilify me and demonize me in the biggest medias in Canada. I still got to fucking fight for your loved ones. Even though you hate my guts and you've done everything you could to wreck me, I still, like, everything you see here is so I can fight for you. Everything I do is I'm fighting for the possibility of some kind of future. For all of us, for any of us that is left after the mass die-offs over the next couple of years. Japan has fallen, right? They're using number 2 as a way to come out with the story, but they're not, because they're not willing to tell the truth. Because you'll say, you fuckers lied for us for 6 years. Because that's all you're going to see once you understood what they done to you. As you see today. Anybody that's paying attention at all, you kind of get that, yeah? Here we are again at the end of the day. I'm going to knock it off right now, otherwise I'll get cranky. Not cool when I get cranky. I kind of get out of control. I start saying the truth. I start screaming my contempt. And the reality of it is, they beat the fuck out of me in desperation, and they should have killed me. That was the only way to stop me. Not too late. You should come and kill me, you fucks. Because when you do, then the world will fight. I gotta die for the world. It's basically what they're putting, the position they're putting us into. When they come and kill me, and they will, that's when the world will really appreciate what is going on. That's when they will take, it's like an artist where he's not appreciated till he's gone. That's the reality. I'm already fucked anyway. I don't have nothing anymore. They bankrupted me and destroyed me. Don't even got fuck all in the fridge anymore. I got no way of putting anything in the fridge anymore. Got no way of putting anything in the boat anymore. Got no way of making it for much longer. They won every step of the way. They beat me down to nothing. To where now I've cannibalized myself and everybody around me and everybody willing to support me because of what they'd done to us. They destroyed us by redirecting all of our energy and the money to fight off something that should never have happened, right? That was the game. They're really good at it. They've done it thousands of times to thousands of families and peoples and organizations. That's why the world hates them and despises them. That's why they like their job so much. They are monsters.